In a small town nestled among the hills, there stood an old McDonald's restaurant. Once brimming with the joyous clamor of children and the aroma of fast food, it now stands silent, a monument to a time long past. Its once vibrant colors have faded into the somber hues of abandonment, its cheerful jingle replaced with an eerie silence that chills the bone. This is no ordinary McDonald's, my friends. Rumors swirl among the locals that this establishment was built upon an ancient burial ground. Whispers of restless spirits and unending curses echo in hushed tones, casting a shadow of dread over the forsaken restaurant. One night, a motley group of teenagers, fueled by youthful bravado and the allure of the unknown, dared to challenge the tales of the haunting. Armed with nothing but flashlights and the uneasy laughter that masks fear, they stepped over the threshold of the abandoned McDonald's, venturing into the darkness. As the hours passed, strange occurrences began to unfold. The once vibrant eatery, now a desolate husk, began to reveal its secrets. The temperature, despite it being the height of a balmy summer night, dropped to an unnaturally low chill. It was as if the very air itself was being siphoned of warmth, leaving behind an icy cold that sunk into their bones. Then, the whispers started. Soft at first, like the rustling of autumn leaves, they echoed through the empty corridors. Growing louder with each passing minute, they filled the silence with an eerie symphony of voices, long silenced. The whispers seemed to come from everywhere and nowhere, bouncing off the peeling walls and dancing along the shadows that played tricks on their eyes. The shadows. Oh, the shadows. They danced and flickered, taking on shapes that defied logic. They morphed and contorted, forming grotesque silhouettes that seemed to reach out from the darkness. The once familiar golden arches, now marred by time and neglect, cast long, menacing shadows that seemed to watch them with an unblinking gaze. And then there was the unease, a heavy, oppressive sensation that hung in the air like a thick fog. It wrapped around them, a tangible sense of dread that made their hearts pound and their palms sweat. It was as if the very walls of the McDonald's were closing in on them, the weight of years of fear and speculation pressing down on their shoulders. In the midst of this spectral symphony, a faint sound began to rise above the whispers and the rustling of their nervous movements. It was the unmistakable hum of a McDonald's kitchen, the sizzle of oil, the crackle of frying patties. It was a sound that should not have been there, yet it was as clear as the fear etched on their faces. With trepidation, they made the decision to investigate. Hearts pounding, they followed the sizzling, their flashlights cutting through the darkness like lances of hope in a sea of dread. But the sizzling continued, growing louder and more insistent with each passing moment. Suddenly, the lights flickered and went out, plunging the McDonald's into darkness. In the belly of this pitch-black void, terror gripped the group tighter than a vice. As they stood frozen, a chilling presence enveloped them, as if the air itself had turned to ice. It was a sensation of being watched, of being surrounded by unseen eyes that bore into their very souls. The whispers that had once echoed through the empty corridors now grew louder, morphing into desperate cries that filled the oppressive silence. It was as if the very walls of the dilapidated McDonald's were crying out in agony, their cries echoing the torment of the restless spirits that dwelled within. Panic set in, adrenaline pumping through their veins like a wild river. In a desperate bid for survival, they turned on their heels and bolted towards the exit, their breath coming in ragged gasps as they stumbled through the darkness. Terrified, they fled from the abandoned McDonald's, vowing never to return. But the memory of that night would haunt them forever. These teenagers, now grown, carry the chilling echoes of their past, etched deep within their souls. The laughter and bravado of that fateful night replaced with an eerie silence that follows them like a shadow. Their adventurous spirits, once burning bright, are now dimmed by the cold touch of the unseen. The McDonald's, once a symbol of joy and childhood innocence, is now a monument of fear. Its golden arches no longer beckoning happy families, but standing as a grim reminder of the night when reality blurred with the supernatural. The playground, once filled with laughter, now stands silent, its slides and swings untouched, gathering dust and cobwebs. Rumors spread, whispers circulate. The townfolk speak in hushed tones about the haunted McDonald's, a place where the line between the living and the dead is said to be perilously thin. And to this day, the abandoned McDonald's remains untouched, a forbidden place where the spirits of the past still linger, waiting to ensnare unwary souls who dare to trespass upon their domain.